Hello, everyone. Welcome to Notes in the Margin. I'm Dr. Karen McGregor, and I am joined by Julia Goffredi, who is here. I attended one of her presentation this morning, or her session this morning. It was great, and so I want to bring this content away from South by Southwest EDU to you. So here we go. So Julia, tell us, who are you? What are you an expert in? And a little bit about your session.
Awesome. Thank you so much. My name is Julia Goffredi, and I'm the educational developer at the University of Baltimore's Center for Excellence in Teaching, Learning, and Technology. Learning, Teaching, and Technology. It's so many different letters all jumbled into one, but we call it CELT. Had to remember the order. And I came to South by Southwest EDU today and this year to present on AI in higher ed, who's being heard, who's not. This was a joint meetup with my colleague from Ithaca SNR, whose name is Claire Baitosh. And we led a meetup today trying to bring people together to talk about different perspectives in the AI in higher ed conversation. And it was a really great opportunity. This is my third year at South by Southwest EDU, but my first time presenting. So it was really great to have that opportunity. It was really great to see Dr. Karen's presentation as well.
Cool. Okay. So what do you like about South by Southwest EDU? This is your third time, so you are a well-seasoned participant. Why do you keep coming back?
I really find, first of all, I find this city to be amazing, fantastic. Austin is incredible. I fell in love with it my very first year, but I found this particular conference to be more unique and interesting compared to some of the other education conferences I had been to in the past. I really liked the different audiences that were brought together, different perspectives, national, international voices. And I felt, compared to my other experiences, I got a lot more takeaways than I'm used to. Not necessarily always the perfect cookie cutter answers, but still good starting points and good kind of,
thinking.
Good thinking and just kind of question starters and connections in a way that I hadn't experienced before. And, meeting people where I can say, this is going to be, I think you said this in yours, a thought partner, where in my past, it might just be, well, that was a great session. Okay, toodaloo, you go on your own way. But I feel like I'm making more connections and being able to say, I really want to catch up with you later. I really liked what you had to say. I have some ideas. Let's talk it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about your presentation. There's different formats here, and you chose a meetup, and you wanted the discussion centered around who about AI, who's in the room, whose voices are heard, and whose voices aren't heard. So tell us a little bit more about that and why it's important to center AI in the conversation, but having conversations about it. There's a lot of panels here. There's a lot of people talking about AI, but this one really felt more like, and one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Julia here is because she was actually like a catalyst to have these conversations where somebody stood up in the room and was like, I don't know how to use it. I don't know where to get started. Right. And somebody else was like, I can use it for some things, but I don't think I have the time to figure out how to use it for others. And so it was a really great moment. So go for it. Tell us a little more.
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, I did this presentation with a colleague, and we were able to participate. The University of Baltimore was able to participate in research spearheaded by Ithaca SNR on making AI generative in higher ed. And one of the kind of workshops we did as a part of that cohort with other universities was about persona building. This was something that I've studied as I've continued to study not only at the University of Baltimore where I work, which is a really wonderful thing, but looking at user experience design and getting that experience with developing personas and learning from different perspectives and trying to think about where an entry point might be for someone else, maybe a different entry point than your own. And that was that persona building experience with Ithaca SNR was just really poignant to me. I found that to be really helpful. And as somebody who is, pretty involved with AI in the classroom and helping our faculty understand that implementation and where it fits in, where it might not, and how to articulate that, I have just noticed that we're all talking about different things. When we talk about this big umbrella term AI, we might have someone who's very invested in the work that we're doing at the University of Baltimore, but they are using AI to save endangered species, where our students mostly think AI and they say, well, this is that thing that if I use it, I'm going to be called a cheater, and then I'm going to get an F in the class. We're talking about this massive technology in so many different ways. And I felt it was important, and as did my colleague Claire, that we have a space to just hear from each other and recognize that we all come in at different points. We have our different concerns. We have our different sort of curiosities. And, there's folks who are very hesitant. There are folks who are really excited. And all of those voices are valuable. All of those voices matter. And I think, there may not always be a way to reach common ground and a solution forward and the perfect answer, but at least taking a moment to recognize that opinions different from our own matter.
Yeah, it was great. And it centered that. Conversation was great. It was really a lot of conversation if it was 9 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
First thing in the morning.
Going through a thunderstorm too. It was really incredible. People showed up.
So thank you for creating that space for us to talk, and thank you for being on my channel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. And that's it. Follow, like, and follow for more Notes in the Margin with Dr. Karen McGregor. And I hope to find more cool people to introduce you to. Have a great day.
Toodaloo.